Hi, everybody. My name is Dylan Collins. I am Associate Professor and Sculpture Program Coordinator in the West Virginia University School of Art and Design. We're here at the lovely Canada Creative Arts Center in the Sculpture Studio, and I'm going to spend some time talking to all of you about folk art. So folk art is a very interesting form of art making that is based very much, kind of broadly speaking, folk art is based on the traditions, history, and culture of a given region. So something that I'm interested in talking to you about in regard to Appalachian folk art is a form of art called memory vessels. So I'm going to show you one that I made, and that'll kind of lead us into today's exercise. Okay, so this is my memory vessel, and this is my own personal version of an Appalachian tradition. So a memory vessel was a container or a cup or a jug of some kind. So basically a vessel that was used to gather things that were personally significant to somebody. So in this case, I am working with that idea of a memory vessel and making my own version. So this has all kinds of cool things here. It has toys. It has things that I found when I was out walking my dogs. It has parts from nature that I thought were cool, like cool rocks or acorns or things like that. So just kind of everyday things that I found and gathered that I thought would be cool, kind of to make a portrait of me. So this is my take on a memory vessel, and I'm excited to talk to all of you about the memory vessel that we're going to be making over the course of the summer. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that you will need in order to create your memory vessel over the course of the summer. So these are just some basic things that I think that will be helpful for you to have, and they're really simple things you probably have around you. So the first thing is you're gonna need some kind of a cool container. So I just got this thing that used to hold cupcakes, and there's no more cupcakes because I ate all of them, but now we have an empty container. So any kind of I think a plastic container is great. And then that's gonna help you to have the ability to gather cool objects. So these are actually things that I just found in my neighborhood in the last 24 hours, just out walking around. So these are mostly things from nature, rocks, cool parts of plants, pieces of wood, sticks. But you could also do things like if you have, maybe you have a part of a toy. Maybe you have some other kind of thing that was really memorable or exciting or something mysterious. So it can be any of those things that you can gather. And the nice thing is, as you see it kind of fill up this container, it can be a really great way to start to see the kind of stuff you're gathering and feeling like you have enough to work with. Other things you're going to need is you need some kind of a glue. So I just have some washable clear glue. I think just a school glue like that is fine. This stuff is non-toxic, so you can put it on with your fingers, squeeze it out, but also I have a brush and a cup because I want to be able to brush it around. And then last but not least, you need some kind of a vessel. So I'm guessing most of us have some kind of a plastic container. The nice thing about plastic is it's unbreakable and it'll last forever. So it makes it real easy to kind of work with for this activity. So you have your container, you have your cool parts, your vessel, your glue, and optional if you want a cup and a brush to use that to put things together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set my container down right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start putting some glue on this in order to begin gluing my parts together. So you might consider this almost like a puzzle. So if you think back in your mind's eye, think about the last time you made a puzzle with your friends or your siblings or your family, kids at school. If you make a puzzle, you know what the puzzle is gonna look like. This is a puzzle of sorts but you don't exactly know what it's going to look like until all the pieces are fit together. It's not like you're making a sailboat. You're trying to figure this out as you go. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start kind of putting these pieces on here. And I like this too because I can set this container and just set it on one side and kind of let it dry here. And I'm going to put some more glue on here. And this is where it could be helpful if you have a brush and you want to brush some glue on all the surfaces. Also, things to keep in mind is, like in this case, you have a flat surface of a container, and this is going to work really well with other flat surfaces. And I might even have to use my box here to kind of prop that up. And I'll just put the last little bit of glue here. So in this case, I'm going to definitely want to let this stuff kind of set for a while so that it can dry. I could even put a little bit of extra glue in between these open spaces just to make sure it fits and then dries real nicely here. And this clear glue is really great because it will dry, but even if you use glue that has a slight color, that's okay too. And then the last thing I might recommend is also you might want a rag or a towel to kind of wipe up so you can kind of clean off your hands or wipe up extra glue. And then you're going to let that set and you can go ahead and flip it and you can keep attaching things to the other container. So you almost might think about all these found objects as like barnacles. Kind of like when barnacles attach to a bottom of a ship, these are little kind of like found object bits and pieces that are going to attach to your vessel, and they're going to really add up to be something really special. So something else to keep in mind with the memory vessel is if you have the ability to have an adult help you out, you could use hot glue to put things on. It's very hot, so be careful, but it can be a really good way to really make sure all of your objects get attached to your memory vessel. So something to think about as we think about the beginning of a memory vessel, and in my case, a more finished memory vessel. This is a great opportunity over the summer, wherever you may be. Let's say you're at the beach, you're at 4-H camp, you're on the farm, you're walking the trail. Any of those things can be great ways to find and gather cool objects and then accumulate and put those things together in order to create your own memory vessel from all the great things you experience. So I hope you have a great summer. Take care.